Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. Today I have Sunny Zhang in my Zoom chat room. Hi Sunny. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Great to meet you on Zoom.
Good to meet you.
Yes, so today's video is actually inspired by that video we uploaded 4 years ago. You were playing the Campanella by Franz Liszt in a school mini recital. Remember that?
Oh yeah, it's a long time ago, but yeah.
Right, and I think you were 12 years old, and that was a fairly fresh stage while you were just learning this piece, right? Back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you probably cannot imagine if I'm checking this video right now, and this video just got, give me a moment. Where is it? 265K views.
Whoa.
Up to now. Yes. So we just, usually randomly shoot good videos of our students playing and upload to our YouTube channel because we want to store them there for memory, for history. So this is truly amazing that your video, your performances get noticed. So for some of you that you don't know Sunny yet, Sunny was our piano student with Eugene Skorovodnikov for 9 years, and he is a current student at the Juilliard School of Music pre-college with Prof. Matti Recalio. Sunny also studied with many world-class performers, piano professors such as Gary Grafman, Ignat Solzhenitsyn, both from Curtis, and Antonio Bombabodi from Cleveland. Also, Gerlinde Otto from Liszt Academy of Music, Germany. So these are great pianists that you got a chance to study with them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so today Sunny is going to show us, to all the classical music lovers, how to play this piece, how to play La Campanella. I know many people, they like to hear it, they like to play it, but it's just not easy, hey? And today we also have two classical music lovers joining us, Alex and Jake. Hi, Alex. Hi, Jake. So they are both learning this piece at this moment. They really want to play it very good. And I think they just want to make it better with your help. And we really want to grab all your secrets and tricks to play this piece so perfectly.
All right, sounds good. So before we get into the performance, actually, maybe we should have like a little background on what La Campanella is. So La Campanella is Italian for little bells. It's Franz Liszt's third Paganini etude. Franz Liszt has written 6 of these etudes in total. They're extremely difficult, and they've tortured generations of musicians who've even touched them before. So these 6 etudes are named Paganini etudes, and mostly because all of these melodies are taken from a violinist, Niccolo Paganini, who is one of the most revolutionary musicians of all time. And this Paganini guy, right? You might be wondering why do we have so many pieces named after him? It's because he was nicknamed the Devil's Violinist. He was alive in the 18th century, and at that time he was so good at his at playing violin that people literally thought he sold his soul to the devil. And he wrote a bunch of really really ear-catching melodies that composers have taken and kind of rebuilt entire pieces around it. And La Campanella is one of those pieces. It's named after, also named, and the original melody is taken from Paganini's second violin concerto, the final movement. And along with a bunch of other Paganini's works, there have been many variations and many pieces built around them. For example, Paganini wrote a bunch of caprices, 24 caprices. The most famous one is the 24th. It sounds something like this. Right, a lot of you have heard that melody before. It's a lot of people like Rachmaninoff, Brahms, even Liszt have wrote pieces based on this melody, and also different other caprices and from different other Paganini works. But today, since we're talking about La Campanella, I just wanted to give you guys a little background on where did this melody come from. It's a very famous melody. It's not an understatement to say one of the most recognizable melodies in the entire classical music repertoire. So it's also notoriously difficult. I remember when I was learning this piece, first time trying it, I struggled a lot with it. It's not something you can learn in a very short period of time. So having said that, I'm very happy to have two great volunteer pianists today, and who are brave enough to take this kind of a challenge, because I know if I was in their position, I probably would be too scared to do it. So without any further ado, if you guys are interested to listen to them play, we'll have them take over.
Okay, sounds great. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you help me hear me? Okay, great. Hi, my name is Alex. So I will start. Yeah, I guess I will start.
That was great. That was great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can we have our next performer, please?
Yeah. Hi, my name is Jake. And yeah, I will do it.
Okay, wonderful. That's the end of your performance, right? I didn't want to cut you off.
Yep.
All right, sounds good. So round of applause to these guys. And it's a very difficult task. I think you guys got this piece for what is it, 2 weeks or something like that. It's a really short time frame to be able to play like that. So it was really good. I'm sure if I had the same amount of time, I probably wouldn't play it better than you guys. So round of applause, great job. And okay, since we've listened to their performances, let's go over a little tutorial class, right? So what they've played is the first page of the etude. It's where all the it's where the main melody is, right? It's this one. And basically the entire piece is, you know, variations of this same theme, and you can find this pattern a lot in a lot of other piano works that are based around Paganini's themes. It's usually they take a small segment of a Paganini theme and they build an entire piece around it. So the same theme gets you know, like rebranded into a bunch of different variants, and almost every single piece like a variations. So since they have played the first little bit, let's go over that first. Obviously, the piece is really difficult, as you guys can tell already. Let's focus the keyboard a little bit. Right off the bat, you have these ridiculous jumps on the right hand. You have up to 2 octaves at once, right? These huge jumps. And of course, when you learn them, it's like it's a big pain, right? You look at them and you're like, oh, where's this note? Where's this note? And you often hit like wrong octaves, wrong notes. It's, you know, it's really common. So there's really no way around that. You just have to, you know, put more time into it. Obviously 2 weeks is it's not a lot of time. So it's you guys are already doing really, really well. And overall, this whole piece, La Campanella, is, for me, there's 4 main sections. Each section has its own technical difficulties, right? For example, at the end, really the most famous parts are the beginning and the end. The beginning because there's this theme, right? And the end because there are these huge octaves that like it's like really, you know, intimidating to play and also really impressive for a listener. So, and there are also 2 lesser segments in between that you know, are less recognized, but they're, you know, just as if not more difficult. So in the beginning, right away, the right hand takes over, right? The melodies takes over. And important thing when if you guys are trying to learn this piece for fun or actually trying to play it for competitions and everything, is don't overthink the right hand, right? The right hand is not, you don't have to pay attention to it that much, because otherwise you screw up the left hand. Realistically, the left hand is, especially when you get to the second part of the page where there's these bigger jumps in the left hand, if you pay too much attention to the right, the left hand becomes a little, you know, it becomes a little sloppy. And also to keep in mind for the right hand, it's a very beautiful theme, right? It's a very beautiful theme. But you also have to be loose with it. Now, a lot of people, me included, when I first, you know, started to learn this piece, was when I played the first little bit, my hand went like this. It's like I'm pressing into the keyboard, right? Like, I have an example here. I have these things, little bells. They're not really little bells. They're shaped in like a frisbee shape. I don't know why, but they'll do. So if you have these 2 bells and you clean them together, it's a really crisp and you have a lot of vibrations after it, right? Sometimes what a lot of people do, they play like this. There's 0 vibration because, you know, your hand is pressing into the keyboard. So just keep in mind that every note you play in this piece, when it comes to melody, think about a little bell. You know, the piece is named La Campanella for a reason. La Campanella is obviously, as stated before, is Italian for little bell. So for example, here, think about relaxing your wrist, right? Think about like you're just, you know, shifting the weight from your thumb to the pinky. Just do this. You know, there's no need for like you're pressing down and, you know, trying to kill somebody. That's a little bit it's excessive. Now, of course, you guys didn't do this. I'm just, you know, saying that from like this is what generally beginners do when they play this piece. Something that might help you guys is practicing it in different variants. We call it drilling. So basically, you can play in different rhythms, right? You can play like daughter rhythms. reverse that. And you guys can also play like how to explain this. You gotta extend the interval. For example, in the beginning, just try playing it at an even larger interval. Move the bottom note down an octave. It'll be a lot more difficult, but in your mind, when you do this a little bit, in your mind, it kind of makes the way you normally play it makes it seem a lot easier. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So this piece is really just trial and error. Honestly, everyone practices on this piece a different way. What worked for me might not necessarily work for everybody, but I guess I can just give you guys like a general idea of what to look out for. So the first page is a little it's very straightforward. It's just right hand, you play the melody, you play the top note, right? You shift that back and forth. One thing that can be useful when you guys are practicing this piece is close the lights. I know it sounds very intimidating that if you're struggling with it with the lights on to close it, but trust me, it helps a lot. It helps you to it helps gain some confidence in your abilities. At some point, maybe you'll be able to play it blindfolded or something like that, right? You can look the other way. Look the other way when you play, or just make it more. Just put different variants into your practicing, so you get a better end result that way. All right, so let's move on further into the piece. In the middle, there's like a really big challenge for the Campanella. It's small and quick notes. For example, in the second page, it's something like these small notes in the middle. They're difficult to get because you have to play them clear and you have to play them, precise and also at the tempo you're supposed to do. And but by the way, I apologize. I haven't played this piece in a long time, so don't, it's not going to be the best. But throughout this whole piece, you're going to see a lot of these really fast and repeated notes. For example, in the middle, there's a part like this. Basically, you're repeating many times on a single note. And if you move a bit further down the piece, there's something like multiple repetitions on the exact same note. And the most important tip I can give to when you guys are learning this piece and we come to these fast note sections is to not rush it. A lot of people get really excited when they play this and they try to go all out and see how fast they can play. That's not going to work. That's going to set you back. So make sure when you play these, when you learn these spots, go slower. Make sure you get all the rhythms right. Get all the don't rush, don't drag, right? Don't make sudden changes in dynamics. That sounds like you're hiccuping, right, or getting heart attacks. Don't do that. And just follow the melody, right? The melody is just try to follow this general shape whenever you're playing, because although there will be spots that sound entirely different, the main idea is still there. So go through the piece if you guys are learning it. Try to find spots that resemble the melody and work like a melodic line into it. Otherwise, when you play it, it just sounds like you're looking for the notes, right? Notes are great, but they're only great if there is a certain melodic effect to those notes. So there are a lot of specific things that kind of you need to play the piece and practice it to understand. At the end, though, the end is like the most the most intimidating part of the whole piece, because everyone's like, oh, whoa, big octaves, right? It's like big octaves. Everyone's like, whoa, I don't know how to play that. And so they spend most of their time working on that spot. The problem with that is the octaves and the beginning 2 pages are actually the easiest spots in the entire piece. There are a lot more difficult sections in here that I'll introduce in a couple minutes, but the octaves, really the secret to octaves, just imagine you're clapping, right? You're like, whoa, you play so good. Whoa, good job, good job. When you clap, your wrist is very fluid, right? It's like it's not exactly jello, but it's a very fluid thing. You don't clap like this, right? That's just like you're trying to slap yourself in the palm. That's not supposed to, that's not intended for music. Octave is just imagine you're clapping, except on the keyboard and in an octave shape, right? Wrist is very fluid, so when you play it, it shouldn't be very tiring. If you get tired when you play these octaves, usually means something is wrong. Only if you're playing it slowly, by the way. If you're playing it fast, of course you get tired, but when you're practicing slowly, make sure you relax your wrist, right? Relax your wrist, imagine you're clapping. Don't over exaggerate a lot of stuff, because this is I've done it many times as well. When I was practicing this octaves part, I would pretend I was Lang or something. I would smash every single octave and I end up hurting my arm, right? Getting too tired, so I just skip practicing for the day. That's a bad habit. Don't do that. Okay, take it as a personal experience. Don't, that it's not a good thing. So really, octaves, just relax your wrist. If you relax your wrist, everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. You'll get the speed up. It's just a matter of repetition. The most difficult part in the piece, I have to go over a little bit. It's right before the octaves. It's there are huge double jumps in each hand. It's over here. Basically, you're reaching over tenths and everything in both hands. So you're jumping back and forth like this. And you do that, and there's like 3 repetitions of the exact same thing. So that's very difficult. What I would suggest, if you guys are, if you get to this point, when you play this, just imagine, the beginning. If you can play the beginning well, just imagine it on the left hand, right? It's contrary motion. So again, relax your arms. Think of it as, just rotating the wrist like this, right? There shouldn't be any tension when you play these, or else it increases your chance of hitting the wrong notes. And after this passage, no, I'm sorry, before this passage, there's a bunch of chromatic scales that lead up to it. There's really fast chromatic scales. So basically, you just gotta set up this passage a little bit before these huge double interval jumps. There's the passage that goes like something like that. Just a really long passage, and then you get to take a little bit of a breath. Don't jump into the big passage right away. I hear a lot of people go like this, like right away. That kind of that kind of makes the impact of the octaves and the double jump section. It makes the impact a lot smaller. So make sure you take deep breaths before you jump into the hardest section of literally the entire piece. And if you basically, for the entire piece, it's hard to explain. You have to play it to understand like what specifically you need to work on. But the looser the better. The looser the better. If you play this piece tense, the keyboard will fight back at you. It'll make you more tired. It'll let you, make you hit more wrong notes. So it doesn't matter if it's something like, it doesn't matter if it's chromatic scales. It doesn't matter if it's huge jumps like the beginning. As long as you stay relaxed, it'll be fine. One thing to look at over here is it's a section in the middle. So it's like. So you hit the main melody note, and then you also hit the upper, like embellishments, they're called. you can hear the main melody notes in the thumb, and also the embellishments are in the pinky and the fourth. This caused a lot of trouble to me because I somehow couldn't figure out the balance of the sound. Sometimes the top notes are way too heavy, and sometimes the down notes are way too strong for me. So make sure when you guys are practicing, you keep in mind of like a rhythmic, not a rhythmic, a melodic balance, right? The melody always reigns supreme no matter where you are. And if you have that in mind, the whole piece becomes a lot clearer. You no longer see like, oh, it's all notes, and it's impossible to play. It kind of waters down things a little bit. Keep in mind what the melody is, and you'll find the repetitions of melody literally everywhere. Like, it's everywhere in this piece, and yeah. So basically, the technical difficulties are everywhere. All it takes is repetition and time, and also, you got to be loose. Don't be tight when you're don't be tight in your arms. Don't be tight in your wrists, and it's really a matter of just spending hours at the piano. It's there's no really shortcut but there's another spot actually. In this piece, there's a lot of left hand taking the melody, so beware of that. For example, in the what page is this? The third page, there's a spot where the right hand just does small jumps, and the left hand takes the melody. So beware of these melody shifts between the hands, and this piece is really it rewards whoever is willing to put enough hours in to play it. So there will be more specifics, I guess, once you guys learn the piece, and there will be you guys will get a better understanding of what the technical challenges are. So that's like a general overview of the piece, right? So again, to the two performers, thank you very much, and I'd like to assign a little bit of homework for both of you guys. See, the homework, okay? The homework is go back home and take a listen to the best performers in the world playing this piece, right? For example, you can listen to Evgeny Kissin. His performance of this piece was absolutely insane, right? Go home, listen to it. Maybe write down the score, what where the melodies are throughout the piece, and think about projecting those melodies. Don't worry about the wrong notes, right? Wrong notes only come if you have literally 3 hours to put into this piece every single day. It doesn't come that easy. So, but the most important thing is, as long as you get the melody out, right? You're not hurting yourself by practicing too heavily or too tight on your wrist and forearms. And generally, this piece it takes a lot of hard work, but at the end it'll be very rewarding. So go home, listen to some recordings, write down all the melodies throughout the piece, and to everyone that's watching this right now, hope you find something in this piece that you love, and you can keep practicing on it for years to come, and because it's something that really needs a lot of work throughout years and years and years of practice. So yeah, I guess that's thank you to the performers again, and hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, I guess, / lecture. I'm not sure what this is, but yeah, a little overview of the piece. So thank you very much, and let's have Roxy take over.
Thank you, Sunny. That was very impressive. I see 100 times of you playing like on stage as a performer, and never seen you teach. And today I figured you might be a great teacher in the future. And you're only 16-year-old now, right? So lots of potential. By the way, I want to make some announcement here at the end of the video. So we will have a big project with 20 plus performers playing with the professional orchestra at Chan Center UBC. That is Vancouver. So Sunny will be there. Sunny will be playing one of the piece. And what you will be playing for us?
Most likely Rachmaninoff's third piano concerto.
That just sounds difficult to me. Okay, and thank you, Sunny, and thank you, Alex, and thank you, Jake. This was a wonderful experience. That this is live, it's very challenging. None of us is really a YouTuber or something, but I feel like in this special time, we just want to try new things. Even for classic music, why not? Thank everyone for watching our live video today, and just keep following us. We will have something new at the end of the month as well. And for that orchestra concert at Chen Center, we'll be doing live streaming as well. Thank you, and enjoy your wonderful day.